Nah. What's up, Doc?
Social studies teacher for the internet. Yeah.
We're answering today the serious question. Who in American culture is the most maligned figure in the last 80 years? I've run it through several algorithms, very scientific way. Narrowed the list down to now 2. From many, surprise, surprise, Dick Cheney, not at the top. Bob Saget, not at the top. Carrot Top, not at the top. So these 2. This one's not going to be a surprise to you. Been a rough election season. Donald Trump has made the top 2. You may have seen last night that he was involved in an event with Hillary Clinton where he was tasked to make jokes. And boy, did he make jokes.
To deceive the people by having one public policy and a totally different policy in private. That's okay. I don't know who they're angry at, Hillary.
And the second figure might be a shock to some, Elmer Fudd. Let's break it down. In the 1930s, Elmer Fudd was first introduced to the American people as Egghead. His name was Egghead. He was bald, as we know him now, and consistently in almost every cartoon made about him, he was made to be an ass. Donald Trump was born in the 40s, not much after Elmer Fudd here. Parents were rich. He inherited a family fortune, used that fortune to build his modern empire, and along the way has seen more lawsuits than I can count. Both Donald and Elmer have very interesting sex lives, if that's the term we can use for it. You know, Donald Trump has been married multiple times. He's got a history of sexual harassment and assault and uncomfortable phrases that he probably shouldn't say on the bus. Elmer, bless his soul, really seemed to have a thing for Bugs Bunny and drag. But it was a love, it was a passion that never really could be fully fulfilled. He started off just trying to photograph that poor wabbit, and his frustration of failure led quickly to him replacing a camera with a gun, changing the object of his desire into something that he was trying to hunt. Now, don't get me wrong, the Trump family is familiar with hunting things they probably shouldn't, but Donald Trump also has an interesting history with people in drag.
No, you're really beautiful. And a woman that looks like that has to have her own special scent.
We haven't yet invented a special insult to permeate the culture for Trump. Closest thing we've got so far is Drumpf, but it really hasn't caught on. The insult Nimrod was invented by Bugs Bunny for Elmer. That has stuck around, and we still call people Nimrods to this day. Little known fact. One episode involving Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd ended prematurely because Elmer Fudd was arrested for tax evasion. Donald Trump has never been arrested for tax evasion. He's evading taxes legally. That's what he says anyway. He's under audit, so we don't know. He also hasn't released his tax returns, so we don't know. Both Elmer and Donald Trump seem to have an affinity for guns. Donald is very proud of his NRA membership, and Elmer doesn't seem to go anywhere without his double-barrel shotgun. There was a brief period in the 40s for several episodes where Elmer had transformed into what they call Fat Elmer. The public didn't accept it. There was some body shaming going on. To this day, since then, he remains the non-fat Elmer. Donald Trump is fat and continues to be fat, but he fat shames other people. So, in our algorithm, that is a bigger minus. One thing in favor of Elmer is we've learned from Tiny Toon Adventures that he became a professor. The baby version of him featured in that show also, Baby Egghead, as he is called, was known as being the smartest person in the room. No one ever confuses Donald Trump as the smartest person in the room. One oddity to note, in an episode of Duck Dodgers, Elmer was featured as the Mother Fudd, as a space alien out to destroy. Donald Trump may be out to destroy, but he has not been so overt in his claims against the human race, as much as he does profess a love for nuclear weapons. It may be a tragic story. Elmer always coming close but never getting his true heart's desire, of the sexual repression that he just never could push through, probably due to cultural norms of his time. And Trump's sexual discretions may not have caught up with him legally yet. But through it all, I think the sheer number of accusations and evidence against Donald Trump, we have to put a further minus in his column on this one. And so, we have to award the title of
Most maligned figure of the last 80 years in American culture
to Donald Trump.
Green Acres is the place to be. Farm living is the life for me. Land spreading out so far and wide. Keep Manhattan, just give me that countryside.
Have a good weekend, everyone, and see you next time.